knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. The Philadelphia Eagles just, it doesn't surprise me. It just doesn't surprise me because Howie Roseman it doesn't stop. We knew this linebacker position was not good depth-wise. It wasn't good. I didn't believe in Nicholas Morrow. I don't even know if I believed in Davion Taylor too much. I mean, Nakobe Dean is already sitting out with an injury, so when you got to panic a little bit. Maybe not panic, but you got to say, realistically, if Nakobe Dean gets hurt and then you look at what we have left, it doesn't look good. Not only did the Eagles sign linebackers, they didn't sign just one, they signed two.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today because I know it's, an hour or two before Eagles open practice at the Link, and all this news just came out on the signing of a couple of linebackers, and there's some other moves that the Eagles have made as well. Looks like the Eagles did work out Myles Jack, Zach Cunningham, before they signed them both to add to this linebacker competition, okay? Now, we've talked about this linebacker competition really going into this offseason, and we knew that Nakobe Dean was the starter. We knew that going into this offseason, the Eagles had a plan that Nakobe Dean was going to be the starter this year, and, signing Nicholas Morrow, having Davion Taylor, Kyron Johnson, Patrick Johnson that ended up getting hurt. So, I mean, you already lost pretty much another guy in Patrick Johnson as well. So you already had two injuries to this linebacker group already, okay, and you go out and sign two guys. Myles Jack is so interesting because I feel like he can be an actual role player for this team. I think with really good players around him, he might actually flourish here really, really well. I mean, what does he have? He had 77 defensive stops. I think he only has a missed tackle rate of 10%. Very quick, could shoot the gap really well. Can they get the best out of Myles Jack? I think that's who I'm really excited for, really going into this competition now. And we're going to find out if Christian Ellis is the prime gem we all think he's going to be, or is he just a bad linebacker that's or he's just the best of the bad bunch right now. That's what I kind of want to figure out. I'm hoping I'm wrong, guys. I'm hoping I'm extremely wrong about all this. But I mean, the more the merrier. The more you add to the position, the more competition you're going to have. Even, and Myles Jack is 27. Zach Cunningham's another guy where he's been to a couple teams, Houston. He only played 6 games with the Titans, so obviously his health is a little bit of a concern. I think it was 3 years ago where he had 100 solo tackles. I remember that. And, he could play inside and outside linebacker, so he can actually move around a little bit at linebacker, and it brings a nice veteran presence with a 28-year-old linebacker coming in. So, nothing to be. I think it's very exciting. I think this is these are two really good moves. Myles Jack is going to be the one I'm going to be looking at here because now you just added a lot more. You're bringing in a guy that has a big chip on his shoulder going into Eagles camp that's really going to try to make his mark here. I hope we see a gem in Myles Jack. I hope he can become what we know he can be. Honestly, he's a free agent for a reason. And just hasn't had the best career. He's had a very up and down career, mostly down, but like I said, is very athletic, is a freak athlete, can move around really well, can cover an area, with his feet very well, could shoot the gap. I mean, I think there's a lot of they could probably get a lot out of Myles Jack. Sometimes it takes the best coach. Sometimes it just takes maybe Sean Desai will get the best out of a player like this. You never know. But I'm very excited for it, and I hope you guys are too because it just adds so much. But because of some other moves the Eagles did make besides the linebackers that are kind of connected to it right now, which makes me think the Eagles are still not done with moves. Okay, now the Eagles did sign Josh Andrews. And you remember, Josh Andrews was an undrafted free agent by the Eagles in 2014. Josh Andrews played here until 2018, won a Super Bowl with us. You play both guard spots, so now you add even more depth to your offensive line. The offensive line is just we're set. God forbid somebody goes down. You have some really good. I mean, you have some very good depth there with all of the players. Like I said, I think this is the most versatile group we've ever seen. But what Jeff Stoutland said at his press conference the other day, he kind of said, like, if you're not a starter in this league as an offensive lineman, you got to know two spots to play for my offense, to play in my offensive line group. So this is another guy, that's been with the Eagles before. Now obviously probably a lot older now, and won a Super Bowl with us. So getting more depth at offensive line is not a bad thing. Now Charleston Rambo was waived. I didn't even know he was injured. I guess that dream was kind of short-lived, where he battled at rookie minicamp, and he ended up getting a tryout for the Eagles. Got invited to training camp and didn't really last too long. I didn't even know he was injured at all. And then you have Davion Taylor, which was released. Okay, Davion Taylor, a third-round pick. Okay, out of Colorado. A Jim Schwartz pick. Okay. I thought 21, he had a really good season. I think him and TJ Edwards were a really good combination that year. And before that knee injury during that season by the bye week, I think it was week 10 of the bye week. And then 2 years ago in the offseason, he was hurt. Last year in the offseason, he was hurt. This year in the offseason, he was relatively healthy, but the Eagles just had to pull the plug on this. So you had to make some moves here by obviously getting rid of Rambo, getting rid of Davion Taylor, and I think that's what opened up the two moves for Myles Jack and Zach Cunningham as of right now. And do I think the Eagles are done? No. I think safety is definitely one more they're going to have to look over here, because I feel like, obviously the rumors from last week that the Eagles, that Howie Roseman wants to make a similar trade for a high safety, a high-tier safety in the league that was similar to the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson signing from last year. And I feel like they're going to let this safety position roll out. At least with safety, I feel a little bit more comfortable, because you know what I mean? Look, as much as it's hard to believe that the Eagles are getting that much, or Sean Desai is getting that much out of Kevon Wallace right now, looking good. It seems like, obviously, some of the guys at safety, Sidney Brown's moving up on the depth chart. Reed Blankenship has obviously been he's been probably pretty much the only one that has been flip-flopped around. They have a lot of bodies there. They added a lot of bodies at safety. So, kind of let this thing play out a little bit longer and see what happens. The Eagles will know. Howie Roseman will know if he's going to make a move or not for a top-tier linebacker, top-tier safety. But we're going to find out the linebacker spot of Christian Ellis is the prime gem that they're hyping him up to be. We're going to find out if he's not fool's gold, if he's, maybe a bad linebacker or the best of the bad bunch of linebackers that we had. Now adding Zach Cunningham and adding Myles Jack just changed it all. And I want to know your thoughts on the move at linebacker, and are you happy? Is this enough, or would you have rather made a trade for Patrick Queen last year on his deal, or Isaiah Simmons, or somebody else, for that matter? So very happy. Can't wait to go over Eagles training camp, open practice at the link, because really this news came out a couple hours before everything just happened. So I hope, I'm excited. More competition at linebacker. Can't complain about it. And let's see what these guys could do. It just got real juicy at linebacker. And I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a fantastic day. Remember, Shakes, what up? Follow us on. Peace out, guys. Peace.